Be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal and it helps support the show. Also, sponsored today, the like button. Press it, it makes me happy. What is up, Planeswalkers Theoric 6 back for more Magic the Gathering Arena, and today we're playing a deck that I literally just watched LVD play. LVD is Legend VD. He is also a Flipside game brother, I suppose. Well, we'll say, sure. But I like literally just watched his Kinnan video, and I was gonna try and make one of my other nonsense decks work, but this deck was stupid, and I don't think I've played a Kinnan deck yet. So this is the deck. All credit to LVD. I'll link to his Aether Hub account, I suppose. Yeah, I'll do that. Anyway. We have Umori as the companion for this deck. Obviously, things are possibly going to be super different with companions by the time you're watching this, but it's not Monday for me yet, so. But yeah, we're full-on creatures. He does talk a little bit about, in his video, like, what you could do not using Umori in this deck, so go watch that video as well. Not right now, watch mine first, and then go there. And, you know what, come back and watch it again, just for goodness. For Llanowar Elves, I mean, I don't even know if I need to go through all of the individual cards. This deck essentially is just a bunch of ramp mana creatures and then big dudes. So we have, for mana creatures, we have Llanowar Elves, Incubation Druid, Leafkin Druid, Paradise Druid, Maraleaf Pixie, and those are the only mana dorks. Kinnan essentially means that whenever you tap one of our non-lands for mana, you get to add one extra mana of any type that non-land produced. So we play turn 1 Llanowar Elves. If we play turn 2 Kinnan, we can also use this Llanowar Elf to tap for 2 and play one of these. Our Incubation Druids become even better because I think it's whenever you tap 4 mana, add 1 mana of any type. I don't know if this generates 6, but it might. But regardless, the point is, you can get to very high mana counts very fast. And what's great about Kinnan in this type of deck is, usually when you're ramping, one of the main issues you have is, well, now that I've used all of my cards to get to this point where I have a ton of mana, I have nothing to do with it. But Kinnan has the ability, innately, of you get to just look at the top 5, you get non-humans, and bada bing, bada boom, put them directly onto the battlefield. Now, how many humans do we have here? How many humans? Just Kinnan. Just Kinnan. I'm gonna say Kinnan and Kinnan a bunch of different ways this video. It's fine. Then, of course, we have Nylea, which is another way to utilize a bunch of mana. Nylea also makes the rest of our things cost even less, so these become 1-drops essentially, and all of these get a little bit cheaper, which is great. Then we get to the actual big payoff cards. Now, I guess technically Nyxbloom Ancient isn't a big payoff card. It's not a mana dork, it's a mana dude. With 3 O's. 7 mana, 5/5 trample. If you tap a permanent for mana, it produces 3 times as much of that mana instead. With Kinnan, that's a hot load of mana. But, it's still only a 5/5 trampler. So we have some other interesting things. We have 2 Dream Eaters. This is a great card to get when you need to essentially bounce some other things so you don't die. LVD used this to great effect in a bunch of his games, and it is super helpful to also be able to surveil to make subsequent, Nylea's or Kinnan's abilities a little bit better. 2 Koglas, it's a fight where you can also bounce your Kinnan in order to protect it, which is pretty cool. Thorn Mammoth, it fights things multiple times. This single mammoth can just machine down we're at 4 minutes, I can say it. Machine gun down an opponent's creatures, which is crisp. Then, of course, we have Tishana. 4 Tishanas. Now, this is a card that I had to craft extra copies of. Because who in the right mind has crafted this card? It's garbage in most places. It's insane here. Because of the fact that we can get to such a high mana count so quickly, Tishana is able to have us just boombastic refill our hand, especially considering the deck is just a bunch of creatures. And she draws a card for each of them creatures. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Also, no max hand size, which is great. But the fact that she also just gets quite large. She doesn't have trample, which is unfortunate, but still, the ability to just have a big dude that's just attacking constantly is great. This is the mana base. I've not changed this deck at all from getting it from LVD, because he is a substantially better deck builder than I am. But this is the mana base. We got a single Castle Garenbrig, which can do some really cool things when we have Nyxbloom Ancient out, but otherwise, you know, we want to just be able to play these things on curve and whatnot and blah, 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 and we're just going to go play. This bot match thing is nonsense. Sure, I'll play Historic Ranked. I don't care. Alright, actually, first game will be Historic Unranked. I've not practiced with this deck because practicing, it takes too much time. I've like not practiced for videos in so long. That used to be like a main theme on the channel, is that I would actually like practice decks and I would get their win-loss rates and everything, but I just like don't do it anymore because like why? Just play the decks. It's fine. Delish. Alright, where are we dropping, boys? Moan 4 numbers. Look, I'm 5. Not the best hand, but we can Umori on turn 3, and we do get to go first, so I'll keep this. Playing Island on turn 1. And a Pixie on turn 2. Next turn I can Umori. Sure. The reason I Pixie is because, ooh. Okay. Well, shit. Okay. I can play Kinnan. That taps for 2. An additional 1. So this is like Jeskai Control. I'm worried about Clarion. Damn it. I think I'm gonna play it safe this turn by playing Umori. Yeah, I'm gonna play it safe this turn by playing Umori. I could technically have played Kinnan and then had three total mana to play. I mean, essentially just another Pixie. But this way I can get a little bit more value here. I would love to top deck a land, to be honest. That is not a land. Now I'm a little worried about the board wipes. This deck just folds to board wipes. Kinnan 3. Play 2 more. Then I just get destroyed if I get board wiped. I think I'm gonna play Pixie number 2. And a Leafkin Druid. I'm kind of essentially hedging my bets because the following... it does mean that I lost value on this Pixie. I could have gotten through for 2 more damage. But this way, like, next turn, like, I can pop off with Kinnan. Shadow the Sky, yep. So I think we may just lose to that, unfortunately. Okay. Five mana. Yeah, and we're gonna concede. And as usual, I don't... LVD did have... I'm pretty sure he had a loss in this video. But I just like will never essentially. I'm not gonna edit. I'm too lazy to do so. And also, I want you all to see the decks as they are. Not saying that LVD doesn't do that, but I know many people don't. Some people prefer when you just see the deck work. But I do know plenty of viewers who've commented previously who just want to see the deck as it is. This hand is okay. I'm going first again, which is kind of what allows me to keep this. I do have Discord questions. I don't remember if I answered this because I'm garbage. TLB asks, do you have a strong opinion on combo decks, i.e. infinite combo decks shouldn't be allowed in some formats? In any tournament format, so standard, modern, legacy, vintage, all of those, yada yada yada, I have no issue, right? If they are legal in the format, that means they're fine for the format. It doesn't technically mean that. It just means that Wizards doesn't see it to be enough of a problem. So we're not going to block here. Okay, assume we'll light up the stage. No. Ooh. Jeez. Alright, I mean, I can just, like, play this. I don't really want to put my Paradise Druid in danger. Alright, I wanted to see if they did anything silly. So I might lose my Paradise Druid here. Okay. As for Commander, it depends on your playgroup. Ooh. Oh, they have an Annex. They going for Kinnan? You fool! Silly mortal. I have another one. Okay. Green, green, green. Okay. And a 4/5, which is decent. Only decent. But yeah, as for Commander, it really depends on your playgroup. For example, for me, I prefer not to play against decks whose primary goal... Oh, baby. Oh, this works regardless of what I tap. So I can activate this at the instant speed. How much does this add? 4? No, I'm probably just going to do this at instant speed. I can activate this instant speed, right? Yeah, okay, cool. Decks whose main goal is to get to an infinite combo as soon as possible, I don't like those, and that's only because it makes the game samey, and I prefer it when decks are modular to the point where they have multiple avenues of winning. Now, if it's a deck that has a bunch of like very weird cogwork interconnected combinations, that's more fine, because it means that you're likely going to see differences every game, right? And that really is what I look for. We're just gonna get another 5/5. So I will cast this bad boy. I will cast this bad boy. I will adapt this because I can. I will activate Kinnan because it's essentially free. This is trash, but I guess I'll take it. I'll adapt it because I can. I have even more mana. Kogla, hello. Kogla says die. Hey, got there. All right, cool. That's what the deck's supposed to do. That's with the commander piece said. decks who happen to have combo decks in them without like the ability to just tutor them outright. Those are also fine, right? Like happening upon a combo is kind of fine to me. And this kind of goes with alternate win conditions that like, oops, I win. Because sometimes EDH games drag. When they start to drag, like when everyone's like use all the resources, usually it's better if the game just kind of ends and you can move on to the start of a new game, right? So having Sanguine Bond and Exquisite Blood in a deck without having like Demonic Tutor and stuff, I think that's fine. Jegantha, okay. I think that's totally fine. And, you know, if you just happen upon it, cool. They're also just enchantments that cost 5 mana each. Your decks need to have, especially in EDH, decks need to have ways of dealing with enchantments at instant speed. Obviously, some decks can't. You know, mono black decks have essentially no way of... Ooh, what's this? Color me intrigued. If I play Kinnan, I have 3. Otherwise, I can play Umori. This might die. Let's play Umori. Having a big dude is usually nice. I'm a little worried for my Paradise Druid, but... Ooh, Wayward's... Is this the exact same person that LVD played against? So we're going to play this. I don't need to play the breeding pool yet. I can do this and this. You can't block, right? No. So we'll smoke. Cool. Alright, anyway, as I was saying. You know, so people do need to have ways to remove things. I didn't have anything in hand, but that's where Kinnan's ability comes in. So some things are fine, especially when they're like 3-part, 4-part, 5-part combos. You know, that's fine. It is more difficult when they're non-permanent combos. So if it's just something like casting a bunch of spells and storming people in EDH, that's also not as fun, because then the number of decks that can interact with that decrease substantially. So obviously white has some nice tax effects that make it so that people can only cast 1 spell a turn or something. You know, your Aethersworn Canonists and your rules of law and whatnot. And then blue, of course, has counter spells. But after that, it gets a little bit iffy. When white even has like Teferi's protection, so you can like phase out and stuff. This hand is fine. But still, it's not like a great solution. Black. Okay. I'm not blocking things. Could have. Didn't want to. Spore Mound asks, what keywords would you like to see return in Standard? Mine would be Cypher. Unfortunately, I think Cypher's never coming back. So Kinnan's probably gone. Yep. I'm gonna let them have full information on me, because I don't want to just shock myself. I think Cypher is one of those cards that is just like never gonna return. Wizards, Mark Rosewater, I think specifically, rated all of the cards from Ravnica, or all of the mechanics. I'm pretty sure that Cypher was like poorly rated. So here we just cast all of these. I guess I'll just start punching them. Like, I could potentially block this. I wouldn't trade, though, so not really a point in doing so. Essentially, I just need a way to get Kinnan back. I have 1, 2... I have a decent amount of mana. Next turn, I can Incubation Druid. Why would you tap that one? No. But why would you tap that one? Is it a Gary time? Sure. I might be setting up for a lethal Gary. We're setting up for a lethal Gary. Or not. I could have attacked with this last turn, couldn't I have? Oh, no, I couldn't, because that was the turn it tapped. Wait, no, yeah, I could have. Now, okay, that might have been some pretty bad missed damage. It's do or die here. Nope. Dang, sometimes it happens. As for keywords I would like to see back in Standard, populate. I think populate is one of my favorite mechanics. It's just fun to get big. Just being able to advent of the worm at instant speed. Especially when you had Tristani out. Oh, populate the advent. So good. What else? What else would I like to see back? I'd like to see affinity, but not for artifacts. I like the stranger affinities. I've been going first a lot in these games. Not that I'm complaining. Some viewers, specifically Sin Pyro and Aragon John, use reactions to spell out infect. I like I'm back. I like infect. I'd love to see infect back. It's almost certainly never coming back just because people don't. It's a feel bad mechanic for some people, which, whatever. All will be one. All should be one at least. Trying to back up some other mechanics that I really liked. I don't know. Here I'm gonna play Leafkin Druid? I don't know if it matters. We're against some sort of Mardu deck. Next turn I'll have potentially a lot of mana for... Oh, Mardu Humans. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play this. I can't get double yet. That's fine. I still think I'd do this. And play Druid, maybe? I'm a little worried about Umori biting the big one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, I can just cast this next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Could cast it. Oh, sorry, it's humans. Ooh, there it is. Garbage day. You had 4. Okay, so she can't buff herself anyway. Alright! So Kudro can sack 2 humans to kill my Nyxbloom Ancient. But now we do have Kinnan. So Kinnan, we should be fine there, yeah. So I assume that... Oh, they can't pay for it. Alright, that was a little risky. This one card can pay for this. And then some. Shit taps for 10 blue, dude. Yes! So much mana! I don't want any of these. I'm going to put General's Enforcer back into their hand. I'm going to activate this. Oh, sometimes this deck is stupid. Cool. The Sixth Spirit asked, have I read any recent MTG lore? Wildered Quest, for example. No. I am interested in, like, refreshing myself on all of the recent MTG lore. I essentially stopped with, like, I think Dominaria. I got a little bit more annoyed on the Bolas retcons than I should have. But, oh, I'm going first with this hand? Hell yeah. Oh, I didn't even see it. Jegantha? Sure. Go for it, t-shirt. Arboreal Grazer. That's no Llanowar Elf. This. Next turn we have 2, 4, 7 mana. I could just play this next turn. I could just use this. I mean, it's all my mana, but, like, how do I not? That was my third turn, right? Mana recently has just been redonkulous. 3, 6, 12. Just gonna double up on this at instant speed, I think. Golos? Decent. But is it decent enough? I want to draw cards. Oh, oops. And now you know why I named the video Key Nonsense. Because this is nonsense. Mana has gotten so nutso in the past few sets, man. Like, I've constantly been like, please don't ban Fires of Invention in Historic until I get Amonkhet back, because I play Grixis Control, and in my opinion, Fireless Bolas right now is not the best, at least comparatively. But even Fires, it's like, all this stuff is nonsense. This hand is not great. Shoot. I think I have to mulligan for the first time in this deck. This hand is okay. I'll get rid of Dream Eater. We're going against Yorion, though, so I probably am just going to lose. Because I assume this is going to be a control deck. I was watching a relatively recent Merchant video. And... oh, I think it was his run through the day 2 of the Nonsense Factory. But he made a really good point about this deck. And is that Yorion... 80 cards is not sufficient. 20 cards more is not really sufficient. Like, it's not enough of a drawback. Because then you go from... these are essentially his words. You go from having a bunch of 2-ofs to having a bunch of 4-ofs. Right? So it doesn't actually hurt your consistency nearly as much as it could. One of the Sea, sure. I'm playing into Deafening Clarion here because... meh, essentially. If they don't have it, then I benefit a lot. And theoretically, they should be a lot less likely for them to have it. They don't have it. They really don't have it. Alright, so we can pop off somewhat, I think. Decent draw. 2, 4. If I play this, then I can still tap for 3, which is not a ton. I think I can Umori Nylea. Either way, I get screwed by a... maybe I could use Kinnan to try and draw cards with a Tishana or whatever. Sure. Cool. It's like exactly what I wanted. Now I'm a lot less affected by a board wipe because I drew cards. I also get the Tishana. So I suspect we're going to see a board wipe. Kai's Wrath, right? So I don't get to draw a card, unfortunately. So, luckily, we're not put out too much. But we're still not in the best way. Narset, so I can't draw more cards. Theoretically. Nylea is almost certainly going to be alive. So I, theoretically, should be able to kill this. Never mind. This might get exiled. If this gets exiled with Elves Conquers Death, I think I will just concede.
Meditate and prepare.
They can cast Yorion to reset Narset. Okay. So I assume we'll play this as well. By the way, I can't be too upset. I am playing degenerate nonsense as well. But I do think what my opponent's playing is also degenerate nonsense. Are you fucking serious? They've had a board wipe every turn. I can hard cast this now. But Theorix, they only have 3 cards in hand. They have 4 cards. Plus they can reset Narset for even more. And Omen of the Sea for even more. So I wouldn't be too terribly surprised by just a Yorion here. Although I guess the reset isn't actually that great. So yeah, we just see a Yorion. So I can potentially Kogla just to murder this. And kill their Narset.
I won't forget our time together.
Well, I don't like that at all. Oh, it might be to Omen of the Sea in response.
If you wish to surrender now, I understand.
No? Okay. I don't like that top. I was not done. How? With an 80 card deck, they've seen 20 of their cards. Well, I guess technically they've seen more thanks to that, I guess? Narset as well? Eh. I can't wait for today, which is technically tomorrow for me. Time hurts. But still, there was sufficient nonsense on my side of this video, so I can't really complain. I will, but I shouldn't. But I will. Once again, big shoutouts to LVD. One of the people I would love to work with at some point. I don't care. I don't care. Cool. By the way, in the store, you can. Oh wait, this is free. I'm always one day behind. I can never actually show people the deals. Where am I going? What's happening? I have no idea. Anyway, I would like to thank my lovely patrons for the continued support. If you'd like to join them and support the show, you'll find links to that down in the description. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, tap that like button, add a subscription to your Minipool, cast a comment to the comment section down below, pass the turn of the vid to some of your friends, and of course, until next time, I'm pretty sure, don't quote me on this, all will be one.